Hello crochet friends, welcome to Crazy Cool Crochet. This is Sylvia and today we're going to be working on the Crochet Hooded Pocket Scarf. So for the materials we are using number 4 yarn, scissors, yarn needle. The crochet hook is an I or a 5.5 millimeter, and you will need a measuring tape. I'll be working from a small swatch just to show you how the stitches are worked. Now while there is no multiple for this pattern, you do want to start your foundation chain with an even number. So we will be working with a foundation chain of 32 chains, and you will start with row 1 of all single crochets. You can start your first single crochet in the second chain from the hook and then work across, so you end up with 31 single crochets. Then you will chain 1 and turn. Now you will find the detail in the written pattern, which you will find over at my Etsy shop, which is crazycoolcrochetUS.etsy.com. We're going to enter the hook into that very first space for a slip stitch. Just grab your yarn, pull it right through that loop on the hook. Then in the next space we're going to do a half double crochet, so you yarn over for 3 loops on the hook, pull through all 3. That's a half double crochet. Go right into the next space for a slip stitch again, and then in the next a half double crochet. Next space slip stitch, next space half double crochet. That's the pattern. So just keep working to the end of your row, alternating slip stitch and half double crochets. The end of your row should end with the same stitch that you began with, which in this case was a slip stitch. So now we're going to enter a slip stitch into that very last stitch here at the end of the row, go into 2 strands of yarn for the slip stitch. Just pull right through there, right through the loop on the hook, and then chain 1 and turn. You will do a chain 1 turn at the end of every row. Now for the next row you're going to start with the opposite stitch. So we started with the slip stitch and ended with the slip stitch. So now we're going to start with the half double crochet into the first stitch. Under the 2 strand chain, so now the next one will be a slip stitch. Half double. The slip stitches will always go under that bar. See the bar that's been forming? Okay, so that's where the slip stitch goes into, under that 2 strand chain, above that bar. That'll be a slip stitch. And then the next stitch is where your half double will go. There's that bar. Do a slip stitch. There's the next stitch. Do a half double. Do that all the way across the row. And remember, you're going to end with the same stitch that you began. So that was the half double. So now we're going to end with a half double. There's the 2 strands that you're working through. There's your 3 loops for the half double. Chain 1 and turn. So once again we're going to alternate. We started or ended, well, we started and ended with a half double crochet on that row. So the next row you're going to start with the slip stitch. And of course there's that bar to remind you that that's where the slip stitch goes. and then the half double. Continue across the row. You will again end with the slip stitch. So you will continue working in that pattern, and you will have been working with 31 stitches on each row. You will do this for a length of 88 inches. That's quite long, but of course that incorporates the hood and the pockets all in one. Now if you want a longer scarf, then you will just simply add rows. I would suggest adding from 8 to 10 additional inches, not rows, for approximately an additional 5 inches on each side, or 10 inches total. Now we're going to work on the pockets. So all you're going to do is fold it up from the bottom. Fold it up for about 7 inches wide, and then we're going to seam the edges. So to seam the edge, you want this facing you this way. We're going to use the yarn needle and a length of yarn. Now you're going to want to insert the yarn needle from the inside. Pull it through. Do not pull it all the way through. Leave a tail. Now bring the yarn needle back over, so you're crossing over the strands of yarn here, the gold color, and then bring it to the corresponding stitches on the back panel, or on the back side there. So just pull it through. So what we're trying to do is stay toward the top of that edge and working under 2 strands at a time. It does not have to be precise at all. So you're not going around like you would with a whip stitch, because you don't want that to show up here. So you're going from the back over here, there's your 2 strands, and back to the front, there's your 2 strands. So that what we are doing is going in and out, just along the edge. Okay, so now back through there and through the second side. So just do that all the way down, and then of course do the same on the other side. When you get to the end, tie it off. So now we're going to work on the hood. So what you want to do is take your entire panel and just fold it in half. So there is the half point. You want to be on the wrong side for this seam. So there's the pockets. So we're going to measure 10 inches from that midpoint there. Measure 10 inches down. Now once again we're going to use the yarn needle and length of yarn. Okay, so now insert your hook under the 2 strands on each side. And we are going to use a whip stitch for this one until we get to the tip. And then we're going to switch over to a different seam with the same yarn and the same needle. Okay, so now pull through, leave a tail. This is where I do my knotting. If you're experienced and you don't like knots, then secure it however you prefer. Now we're going to use a whip stitch. That's where we go around and around and around. You're going under 2 strands. So see how you're just going around? Back again. And just do that until you're about, let's say 2 inches from the end, and then hold on. Now that we are at the 2-inch mark from the top, we're going to switch out the stitch. So we were working with a whip stitch. Now we're going to go back to the straight stitch, where we're going in and out from the front and the back. The reason for this is, if we go straight across and just seam straight across, that works fine too. However, when you put this on, you're going to have that severe point at the top, and that's not very attractive. So one way to work around that, or to minimize that point, is to seam going approximately at that kind of an angle. Okay, so we're going to seam this way. Yes, you will have this chunk hanging out, but remember, this is on the inside. It's not going to show. So now just go ahead and start seaming. And then back from the back to the front. From the front to the back. Back to front. You absolutely do not have to be a perfectionist with this. And that's it. Now we're going to tie it off. Now I'm going to offer a suggestion that is entirely optional, but I think it gives it a nice finish. So this is the hood. There's the back of the hood. There's the open front part of the hood. So what I'm going to do is a border only on the hood. So for the front of the hood, what I want to do is attach the yarn on the same row as the neck. Okay, so that's the back of your neck. Okay, so just follow that. It's over here. This is the right side again. So I'm going to attach the yarn, leave a tail, chain one to lock that in. Now, if you are a beginner, you probably do not want to try this. If you're adventurous and you want to try it, go for it. This is called a reverse single crochet or a crab stitch. So with the reverse single crochet or the crab stitch, we're working in the opposite direction. So normally we crochet going this way. Now we're going to be going in the reverse way. I don't know how to word that. Okay, so we're going to work a single crochet. Now grab the yarn, pull it through, 2 loops on the hook, and you're going to single crochet. So now into the next stitch, grab your yarn, you're grabbing it from the back, pulling it to the front, pull through the 2 loops for a single crochet. Just try to work evenly. 2 loops on the hook, pull through both loops. Okay, reach over, insert the hook, grab the yarn from the back, pull it up, 2 loops on the hook, pull through both. I'm going to do a few more to show you how this looks. So just keep going all the way around until you come back to the opposite side. And again, you want to be on that row where your neck is, the back of the neck. So just work all the way around and then tie it off. So there's that finished edge on the hood. Now, for those that did not want to do the crab stitch or reverse single crochet, you can, if you do want to have a little bit of a finish on the hood, the front of the hood, you can attach the yarn on the right side and just do a row of single crochets, regular row of single crochets that will still give it a little bit of a finish. Here is our completed crochet hooded pocket scarf. As you see from the opening pictures, and as you will see when you put this on, it's just gorgeous. Really, really cute. Cute idea. These would make perfect holiday gifts. You can change these up in more holiday colors. So I encourage you all to give me a thumbs up at the bottom of the video. That's super helpful to the channel and I do appreciate that. And if you would like to support my work, please head over to my Etsy shop, crazycoolcrochetus.etsy.com. Take a look at all the patterns I've got out there and shop away. Okay, thank you so much for hanging around. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next project.